Hello my fellow LSDers, and thank you for clicking on my Ultimate Runner video. If you're unfamiliar with Ultimate Runner as an event, it is a track meet in Winston-Salem at the end of June every year, but it's not like your average track meet. You have to do all 5 events, otherwise you get a DNF for the event, and they burn your participant shirt, and they will spread those ashes at the start line at the next year's event. The events in order are the 1 mile, the 400, the 800, the 100 meter dash, and then a 5K, which is a cross-country style 5K at the end of the night. And the 5K is mass start. Everything else is heated. There are 12 heats. There are 24 heats for the 100. And the mile is a full mile, a full statute mile, not a metric mile. So I'm going to try and keep this video shorter than last year's video. I'm not going to do a full gear flat layer everything, but I'll tell you what I'm bringing. You know I'm going to bring in Gingy toe socks, because I always do, and I'll be wearing some kind of reckless running singlet or singlets because it's going to be hot. I will have these Gooder Wrap G sunglasses, mainly because they make me feel fast. For the track events, which will be the first 4 events, I think I'm going to race in the Asics Metaspeed LD, and although it is an LD track shoe, it seems to be a little bit snappier for the shorter distances. I have taken it out at one Summer Series track event in Charlotte this summer. It is pinless, which means instead of spikes like you have on the Dragonfly, you have this carbon fiber hex plate, which really does grab a rubberized track really well. It's also lighter than the Dragonfly. I'm gonna have the Dragonfly in the bag anyway, because I know this is tried and true. Wow, look how dirty it is. That is probably from the black rubber on Haynes Park track from last year at Ultimate Runner, actually. But I'll have both of these and probably be racing in this. As for the 5K, I'm going to have the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3, mainly because that outsole can handle all kinds of surfaces, and there are going to be a lot of tight turns, and this shoe can really corner. And then I'll be warming up in the Hoka Skyward X, mainly because it's big and heavy, and I'll feel fast after changing into something lighter. So how can I expect to do this year at Ultimate Runner? Well, let's throw up the past 3 years' results for me. So in 2021, I ran a 5:07 for the mile. I ran a 64 for the 400, 228 for the 228 high for the 800, a 15 low for the 100. The 100 is my weakest event. I'm just not a sprinter. And a 20:43 for the 5K. If that seems like it's slow for the 5K, keep in mind that as the 5th event, everything going in succession, everyone is tired for the 5K, tired and beat up. I felt like I did pretty well there. That was still a top 10 time for that 5K. 2021, I had the best place that I've finished. I finished 12th place with 78 points. It's cross-country style scoring, so the fewer the points, the better. You can tell if you look at my place from year to year that I did successively worse with each year, just because the competition was more and more fierce. It was a deeper and deeper field each time. In 2022 and 23, I ran 5:13 for the mile. There was just 0.2 of a second difference in those. And I ran a 63.8 in 22 for the 400, which is my fastest 400, probably my fastest 400 ever, and then a 66 just this last year. I've been pretty consistent with my 800s, all within 0.8 of a second in the high 228 to high 227, although I did run a time trial for an 800 a few weeks ago, which was 227, so I think I can do better than that. Hundreds have been pretty consistent, but again, not good, and the 5K has improved greatly. So I am confident that my mile will be better than the last 2 years. I don't know if I'll be able to approach a 5:07 like I did in 2021, but I did run a 5:09 or maybe 5:08 high for 1600 a few weeks ago, so I can probably do something similar to that. I'm also feeling fairly confident about my 800 and very confident about my 5K. I usually do well in the 5K, even though it's the last event and everyone's tired. I feel far less confident about the sprint events, the 400 and the 100. My 400s have been trash lately, and I just don't have the fast twitch musculature for the 100 to get a good 100 time. I don't think I've ever run anything faster than that 1495. So it's not even all that much faster than my 400. We'll see.
Thank you, everybody. This is year 38 of the Ultimate Runner. Kind of hits home a little bit. I just had my 75th birthday, which means half of my life has been involved in one way or another with this race, including the first 11 when I actually ran this thing.
They're about to start the first heat of the mile. I'm in the second heat, and this is usually the most anxious I feel all year is before this particular mile race. But we'll catch the start of the first heat here.
The race goes to the hands of Mr. Maharis.
Good talk. I'll talk to you. Yeah.
On your mark.
You're off.
First heat off.
Go, man.
Finished the mile in either 5:12 or 5:11, slightly faster than last year, but it's hotter. Very tactical race for at least 1,000 meters. And then the field started opening in the last lap and a half, and it was all I could do to maintain pace, but I did finish with the fastest bell lap. I think my last lap was in 75. One down, and 400 is next in a little while. Heat 4 is underway. That is Lindsay and David's heat. They're coming around through 300 right now. So they're going to be doing their first lap here. Let's see if we can catch them on camera. Still in a big pack.
And this is a tight pack.
Go guys! Go Lindsay! Go David! Tight pack.
So racer number 37, Javier Gonzalez.
Looks like first quarter mile in about 83. It's pretty fast for them. Come on, strong through the half. Stay together, guys. Stay together. Stay together. 2:53 at the half. David. You can close it up, Lindsay. Close it up. Hear that bell. 4:28. Come on. Finish strong. Lindsay, go now. Don't wait. Go now. Go now. 30 seconds and out. Go. All right. Tanya's heat is off now. Tanya, Robert's wife. Not sure how Lindsay and David did. Somewhere in the 5:55 to 5:58 range.
Yeah, Tanya! Yeah, Tanya!
Go, Tanya. Looking smooth.
Pass it! Let's go! We've got Matthew, Steve, and Alex
93 for the first 440. Come on, Tanya.
Turn it up, dude. Keep that pace. Turn it up. Pass that.
310, 311, 312, 312 mid. Come on, Tanya. Come on, Tanya. On pace for sub 630. You're on pace. On pace. All right, this is Eric and Anthony's heat. They are on the inside, lanes 1 and 2 right now. Still getting the briefing here. Come on, Anthony. Come on, Eric. You got a good pocket right there. Good pocket.
So in this
They can stick in that position. They're going to be in good shape.
We have Eric Strong, who is a blind goal.
Go, Eric. Go, Anthony.
Quite a group on there. And Eric Strong coming through is looking good, Eric.
About 90 seconds through the first quarter there. Good job, guys. Good job.
Eric and Anthony through the half mile in 3:12. All right, I did the 400 in about 66 low, about the same time as I did last year. Just, I think I was last in my heat, but that's how it is. Sprints are my weakness. David and Lindsay's heat in the 400. Go Dart! Go, go, go! Tunnel vision on the last 100! Go, David. Come on, Lindsay, get there! Get 75, get 75! This is Eric and Anthony doing the 400 here. Yep, they are. Come on, Eric. Come on, Anthony. You got it. You got it.
Heat number 7, you are on deck and should be close to the starting line. Very strong.
Way to finish. Way to finish strong. Way to finish strong. Wow. 73, maybe 72. 228 for the 800. About a couple seconds slower than I expected, but it's still hot. I had negative split the laps, which is pretty good, and I definitely passed 3 or 4 people in the last 200. So qualitatively, I raced pretty well for this far into the evening. Just wish it was a little better time. I did the 100 somewhere either between 14 high and 15 low. Not sure. It's hard to tell. Usually if it's between those two numbers, they give me the higher number, so I'm sure it's 15 low. Anthony and Eric are about to do their heat here, and I'm just kind of getting ready for the 5K. I've got my 5K racing shoes on. Go, Anthony. Go, Eric. Come on, Eric. Come on, Eric. Smash the ground.
Great job, Eric. All right, super job.
All right, we are moving over to the 5K start. Probably about 4 minutes until the 5K start. So 4 events done, 1 left. We are 80% done, but also 37% done. Yeah.
Good luck. Ladies, good luck. The instructions on your marks, and I'm going to shoot the gun. Is everybody ready? Yeah. On your marks.
1, 6:11. How you feel, Robert?
Hang free.
.945. Mile 2, 12:38. 1 kilometer left to go.
Good job, runners.
Bell lap
Outside
time.
on the first lap, inside when you come around. Great Ray coming through.
Go get your t-shirt.
Will Whitney coming to the finish line. 2-time champion Luke Mister.
It's a shirt ticket. Pick your shirt.
Just finished the 5K.
John Speed.
We'll talk about my time in a second. It's going to be close with Lindsay and David here. Oh, she's pulled away. She's closing hard.
Jimmy, welcome.
She's
to the
opened it
finish.
up.
Lindsay,
Yeah, Lindsay.
welcome to the finish. David, welcome to the finish.
Go, David! Both of them 22 low, under 22.10.
Jay Wilt.
That's good
All the
after
way
this night.
through. Good
I think I
job
did
representing Crazy
19:20 or just under. Fastest Ultimate Runner 5K I've done in 4 years. So I'll take it. Here comes Eric and Anthony on their final straightaway, the 5K. 80 meters from finishing the night. Come on guys, you're almost there. You got 50 meters.
You are an ultimate runner.
Good morning, or I should say it's afternoon, because it's Sunday afternoon, the day after Ultimate Runner. I slept in pretty well this morning. Figured I'd do my recap outside, and Connor and I could have joined the day a little bit. Yeah, there he is. Hey, buddy. Yeah, so as always, I had fun at Ultimate Runner last night. Here's my shirt, my 4th Ultimate Runner shirt now, and I might just go ahead and keep that streak going. Anyway, yeah, so the big story last night was the temperature. It was the hottest Ultimate Runner I've run. It was 91 degrees, but with the humidity, it was a feels like temperature of 97 degrees. Those are Fahrenheit. So 91 degrees is just under 33 degrees Celsius, and the feels like would have been 36 degrees Celsius. So very hot. And not only that, but it stayed hot. Sometimes you can count on it cooling off by the time the 5K rolls around, but it stayed that same temperature and that same humidity and that same heat index throughout the whole night, even through the 5K. So we were just in the heat the whole time. Regardless, if I throw up my stats from the evening and compare them to the years before, I've been fairly consistent over the years. My mile was faster than the previous 2 years, although it was still nowhere near that first year. But yeah, I got a half second faster, and I'll take it, especially in those conditions. My 400 was exactly the same as last year. It was certainly faster than I did at the Summer Track Series a few weeks ago. My 800 was slower, but about within a second pretty much. I expected the 400 to be slower and the 800 to be faster. My 100 was a couple hundredths of a second faster than last year, and I'll take it as long as I, didn't poop the bed on the 100 as much as I normally do. Now, it was still kind of trash, because I think out of 110 runners, my 100 meter time was like right in the middle, like 55th place. So that one gave me a lot of points, and the fewer the points, the better. And then my 5K, though, was the shining achievement of the night. I ran a 19:22, which not only was significantly faster than all of my other Ultimate Runner 5Ks, but also was 4th overall in the 5Ks. So that was where I scored the highest, meaning got the fewest points in all of the events. I think I was 15th in the mile. I was, 20-something in the 400. I think I was 21st or 20th or something in the 800, 55th in the 100, and 4th in the 5K. So, got to be happy with that. As far as the races themselves, I don't have a lot of memory of the 400. Our heat was just strung out, but still together in one strung out pack, and I was at the back of that. The 100, I barely remember. I didn't get a good start. I felt like I lost a couple of tenths on the start, and then I just kind of, head down, chest out, gave it all I could, and that's all I could. As far as the mile and the 800, they were very tactical, and that might have been just because of the heat. On the mile, there definitely was a headwind on the back stretch, and Robert, who had been going out to get in the front position from the start, noticed that headwind. I didn't, because I was in the pack, and he was saying that he held back because he didn't want to lead into the headwind. The tactical race suited me better, because I cannot go out hard from the beginning. I have to ease into the mile. So my last lap was actually my fastest. I think I said it was a 75. It was probably closer to 74. because I think the clock said 3:58 or something going into the 1200 or the 1209 with 400 left, and I finished in 5:12 and a half. So it was a good finish, and I definitely picked up some people off that last 150 there. Similar in the 800, although it wasn't as fast as I wanted. I started off in the back and I negative split it. I think I closed with a 72, which was as fast as my first lap was on the time trial a couple of weeks ago. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, 5K was very fun. I went into it easy. I eased into it. I think I did the first quarter mile because I was on the track in 93. Then the first mile in 6:11, came through the 2 mile in 12:38. So the second mile was the slowest, but it was also completely on cross country, completely on varied surfaces, no track. And definitely negative split the third mile and did my last lap in 75 seconds. Again, picked off 2 or 3 people in the last 250 there, including Will Zahordny, who was the overall winner for Ultimate Runner and has been for 6 of the last 8 years. But I did better than him on the 5K, so I will take that. He even said he was just dead, you know, and he's like, that's all he had. 5K is where my strength is, and I guess being a marathoner, that would be my best event of the evening. So let's talk about the shoes. Shoe talk time. The Asics Metaspeed LD. You might still be able to find these online for $50 or $60 US. Which is good because they were $250 to start, and I wasn't going to pay that for any kind of track shoe. So I paid like $50-some for these, and I think they're well worth it. First time putting them on a couple weeks ago, very tight. Had to spend some time dialing them in, but once they were dialed in, they were actually pretty comfortable. Maybe even more comfortable than the Nike Dragonflies. And even though I ran less than 3,000 meters altogether in these over 4 events last night, the mile, the 400, the 800, and the 100, I had them on the whole night until the 5K, and was able to walk around the infield in them, and I didn't really feel like my feet were hurting anymore because of it. I do think this carbon fiber hex plate grabs really well on the track, and it's great to not have to worry about pins and replacing pins. Now when this does wear out, the whole shoe's done. There's no replacing that, but I think it'll last a while as long as I'm smart with it. And this midsole will probably last longer than the Zoom X and the Dragonfly because it's Flight Foam Turbo, not the Turbo Plus. So it's like the stuff in the Metaspeed Edge Plus and Sky Plus. And then the 5K shoe, the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3, which I reviewed last week. Still very happy with this shoe and getting more and more happy with it. At the end of the night, even on tired legs, good response in this shoe, especially when we got onto some of the paved parts, the sidewalk or paved path parts of the 5K course. This thing just sang, and it held its own on the varied surfaces too. This outsole is great. I felt like I could take tight turns but still feel a lot more energized than even the previous versions of this shoe. Like last year I used the first version of this shoe, but I think I'm going to end up liking this shoe more and more as I use it. And I'm going to take it for a 4th of July race, a 7.4 mile race this upcoming week, and probably make a follow-up video on it after that, because I think as it opens up more, I might consider it for some longer races. So yes, still very much endorse this shoe, the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. All right, that's it for my shoe talk. That's it for my recap. That's it for Ultimate Runner 2024, and probably going to do it again next year. Got some shoe reviews coming up this week, at least one, and then the 4th of July race. So expect a couple more videos this upcoming week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or share, and ding the bell for notifications, and we'll see you on the next run.